Why do toxic friendships feel so hard to walk away from, even when deep down, you know they're hurting you? It's strange, isn't it? Sometimes, we can spot red flags in a friend but still feel guilty, anxious, or even paralyzed about leaving. Stay with me for the next 10 minutes, because by the end of this video, you'll understand the hidden psychological reasons why toxic friendships grip us so tightly, and what you can do to finally break free without losing yourself in the process. So, what will you gain from watching? 3 things. You'll learn the psychological traps that make toxic friendships addictive. You'll see why guilt and fear cloud your judgment. And most importantly, you'll discover practical ways to reclaim your peace. What you're about to learn will change the way you see your friendships, and maybe even yourself. Let's start with something called intermittent reinforcement. Psychologists have long studied this. When rewards come at unpredictable times, they become more powerful. In a toxic friendship, maybe your friend criticizes you, drains you, or ignores you. But then, suddenly, they're incredibly kind, supportive, or nostalgic. That unpredictability hooks your brain, just like a slot machine. I remember one client's story. Let's call her Maya. Maya had a best friend who would cancel plans half the time, but then out of nowhere, she'd show up with flowers and a heartfelt note. Maya admitted she stayed because, what if the good version of her came back? That hope became the chain. Here's another invisible chain: guilt. Psychologically, friendships are tied to our identity. They hold shared memories, secrets, and milestones. Leaving doesn't feel like ending a chapter, it feels like erasing part of your story. Toxic friends also know how to weaponize guilt. They might say things like, "After all I've done for you," or "You're abandoning me." That taps into our social conditioning. Humans are wired for belonging. Rejection feels like a survival threat. So even when the friendship is toxic, your brain whispers, "Stay, because leaving makes you the bad person." That's the guilt trap. And then, there's fear. Fear of being alone. Psychologists call it social scarcity bias. When you believe that friends are limited, you'll hold on to even unhealthy ones. Think about it, we live in a time where people have thousands of online connections, yet many feel deeply lonely. So your mind convinces you, this friend may hurt me, but at least I'm not alone. But here's the paradox. Staying in toxic friendships often makes us feel more alone, because we can't be our authentic selves. We shrink, we silence ourselves, we walk on eggshells. And that's not connection, it's a cage. So how do you step out of the cage? First, name what's happening. Awareness is powerful. Labeling the dynamic as toxic breaks the illusion. Second, replace guilt with self-compassion. Remind yourself, leaving isn't betrayal, it's self-preservation. Third, embrace small boundaries first, less availability, shorter conversations. This helps you build courage for bigger steps. And most importantly, remember, you're not walking away from a person. You're walking toward your peace, your authenticity, your growth. So, why do toxic friendships feel so hard to leave? Because they play with your brain's reward system, they manipulate guilt, and they exploit your fear of loneliness. But once you see these chains for what they are, you can begin loosening them, one by one. If this video resonated with you, remember this: you deserve relationships that make you lighter, not heavier. Friendships are supposed to feel like home, not like walking through a storm.